Hello, this is AstrologerCoach Sonja Francis, and today we're going to be talking about the upcoming full moon in 26 degrees of Virgo, which will be exact on March 16th at 1:08 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, which is the East Coast in the US, or also 10:08 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time, which is the West Coast in the US. Now, during a full moon, it's always a time where we're needing to bring something into balance. We're becoming aware of something that was in the dark before or in the unconscious before, and that now needs to be addressed. And usually this is something that gets acted out in our relationships with other people, but also sometimes internally within ourselves. So this is definitely an extroverted time where we're connecting with other people. Now, with this full moon, the sun is in Pisces. And so, as I already mentioned in my new moon video about Pisces, Pisces is very much about our intuition. It's very much about going inwards and really connecting to our feelings, to our sensing abilities, and to really allow ourselves to perceive the waves of potential that we can see in ourselves, in other people, in the world, right? So it's very much about the ability of bringing light and love and compassion to everything that we do without slipping into helplessness or victimization. Now, Virgo, which is the opposite of Pisces and where the moon will be in, Virgo has a lot to do with matter and reason and science. And it's very much our ability to think rationally and make discernments. Now, the focus with Virgo is always on the specific, on the particular. And we always want to look, how can we improve something? How can we make something better, right? Now, the spiritual task of Virgo would be to really move from judgment to discernment, to move from humiliation to humility, and to move from servitude to service. Okay, so it's very important for Virgo to kind of rise above, the lower vibrations and really rise into the higher vibrations of service, humility, and discernment. And this is a very important energy because this is the only way how we learn to make things better in our lives. We need the Virgo energy. So this full moon very much asks us a couple of questions. So these are some of the questions you're going to ask yourself. Where do we need to be more selective in our lives? And where do we need to be more accepting? Where do we need to allow things and open up to things a little bit more? And where do we need to, zoom in and be a little bit more particular about things, right? So these are some things that you can ask yourself, and that would be the balance, right? Now, for the past 2 months, we've had a T-square in the sky with Uranus being the focus planet and squaring Pluto and Jupiter. Now, this T-square is still going to be present during this particular full moon. And so, again, we're still being asked to break away from tradition, to establish new understandings, new ideas, new institutions, to do something new, something that really feels right to us, so that we feel like a drive, that we feel like we need to move forward with something in our lives, something that's new. Now, the best way to deal with this T-square, because it can sometimes also feel a little bit stressful because we want to move forward so much and create these new things so much, that we may feel some stress and some challenges in that area of our lives. Now, the best way to use this energy is to really look at where can we find collaboration with other people. Where can we make sure that we have win-win situations with other people? How can we be the peacemaker, right? That will help us to feel this stress less strongly and to overcome the challenges that we're experiencing at this time. Now, the other thing with this full moon is that it's making also a T-square to the Galactic center. And so the Galactic center is in 27 degrees of Sagittarius, and it has a lot to do with opening up energetically places in us so we can evolve and become more conscious in the world. So with this particular full moon, there's a real tremendous energetic potential right now to release old beliefs, to let go of certain things, and to really step more fully into our own personal full potential. So really see if there is a place where you have sort of like an opening, where you can see, maybe I need to change how I look at this. Maybe I can let go of some of my habitual beliefs or my usual beliefs about things, and just kind of open up towards something new. Now, for the next 2 weeks, with the full moon being in place, we would definitely, this is a very powerful time to reap the rewards of our efforts, and kind of connect with like-minded people, with like-minded souls, because Mercury will be in Aquarius during the time of the full moon. And since Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, we're definitely connecting to future visions with other people. We're connecting with groups of people, like-minded things, just kind of wanting to connect to something that has more of a meaning or more of a cause for how we can do things in life and how we can move forward with making life a better place for everybody. Now, another thing that's going to be really important for these next 2 weeks is to move from fear to faith, to really open up our hearts, to move from judgment to acceptance, and to find sort of that balance between blind faith and discernment, like being able to see what's what, but still having faith, that things will work out, getting into the particular, but also being able to let go of the particular, right? Or I should maybe say understanding the particular and understanding the details, but not getting stuck there, but also being able to look and say, if this is the divine timing, if this is the right timing for me to do this or to receive this, it will absolutely happen. So really looking at both coins of that, of both of these energies, these opposite energies. And one place that is really powerful too is to really understand that we're all powerful from within, that we don't need to look for power in the outside world, or that power that we find in the outside world doesn't need to be something that affects us. It's more connecting to our own inner power is what really makes the difference. To really be able to embrace all of who we are and love ourselves fully and completely. That's what empowers us. And if we focus if we focus on that inner power, that will be really powerful for the next 2 weeks. Really being able to take responsibility for our thoughts and feelings is going to empower us, and is going to really connect us to a more authentic place. And this is going to be very important, to focus on our inner exploration is going to be very rewarding for us. Now, with this full moon too, one thing I should mention is that, the Pisces energy, of course, the lower vibration of the Pisces energy is about chaos. And so what we may experience in the outside world is that, we may see a lot of chaos, a lot of intensity, a lot of craziness around us. And so the best way to counteract that and to feel more centered is to go within. We really need to go within with that Pisces energy and really connect to our inner world, to our intuition, to our inner knowingness. And that's where we really find the truth of the matter. We don't find the truth outside of us right now. We really are finding the truth inside of us right now. And so when we go into our hearts, this is where we can really find what matters. And when we go into our hearts, when we look into our hearts, we can really see, what is it that we truly believe in wholeheartedly, So again, it's a balance of the mind and the heart again, of course, because Virgo is the mind and it's more of a mind energy, and then Pisces is more of a heart energy. So we're really looking to find that balance between the mind and the heart, right? Now, one thing that might really help us with this full moon is to really be present, to observe our mind, to observe our thoughts, to observe our feelings, our reactions, to notice when our mind takes us into the past or into the future, when we're not being present. to notice when we go into fear-based thinking or fear-based beliefs from the past. And as best as you can, try not to judge what you're observing, or try not to analyze what you're observing, but simply just observe it and come with it, or come to it with a sense of curiosity and detachment, like a scientist would when they're looking at something through the microscope, and they're looking to observe a particular molecule or an atom, or seeing what a particular species is doing, right? So that's kind of how we want to approach it, or at least attempt to approach it as best as you can. Now, if you practice something like that every day, you may notice, a lot of different things. You may notice that, your mind is not all of who you are, that your feelings are not all of who you are, that you're a lot more than just that, that you're more than your thoughts, more than your feelings, more than your body, your sensations in your body, right? And, when we realize that we're more than just one particular thing, right? And the Virgo energies, of course, is the particular thing that we're looking at. But what we also realize is that we're more than that, which is the Pisces energy, Pisces is all about knowing that everything is interconnected, and that energy is much bigger than each particular thing, right? So when we notice that we're not just one thing, but we're more than all of it, that's when we can really create some space, and we can be the space that can allow for all of these things to occur within us. So that can be a very powerful realization. So see if you can practice some of these things for the next 2 weeks, and let me know how you're doing with it. If you're having some aha moments or experiences, or you notice or observe something that's new to you, feel free to share. You can always reach out to me via email. That's Sonja@AstrologerCoach.com. That's SONJA@AstrologerCoach.com. Now, if you have any personal planets or any personal points in 23 to 29 degrees of Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, or Sagittarius, you're definitely going to be experiencing this full moon more strongly. But of course, all of us will feel it somehow, somewhere. This full moon is definitely a full moon where, again, we want to connect with other people. It's definitely about learning something from others through others, right? Learning something about ourselves, our own inner imbalance or balance of these two energies, right? Also what I wanted to mention is, I will be doing this retreat in the end of May and on Memorial Day weekend in Sedona, Arizona. And it's all about the soul's journey. It's all about soul purpose. So if you are at all interested in exploring that a little bit more for yourself, Sedona is a fabulous place to do that. The energy there is so magical. And I will be doing the retreat with the wonderful Krista Mitchell, and she will be exploring things from a more hands-on manner, and I will be exploring it more from an astrological point of view. I think it's going to be a very powerful thing. So if this resonates with you at all, definitely reach out to me either via the website. There will be a page on my web. There is a page on my website. It's a retreat page that will give you all the details on what's going on that weekend. But feel free to also reach out via email if you have any questions about it. Yes, I should also mention there's only going to be space for 30 people in this retreat. So if this is at all something that you want to do, please sign up as soon as you can, because we cannot accommodate more than 30 people. All right. Now, you have a fantastic full moon. I'm going to be in touch very soon. And if you need to go to my website, by the way, that's AstrologerCoach.com. And also feel free to check out my Facebook fan page, which is facebook.com/astrologercoach.sonjafrancis. Or we also have a Facebook fan page for the retreat, which is called The Life of the Soul with Krista Mitchell and Sonja Francis. Okay, so feel free to check that out as well, and there will be all the details on there too. All right, so have a fantastic full moon and keep that balance between the head and the heart. All right, this is Astrologer Coach Sonja Francis. Goodbye.